I have issues, ignore me. Hey everybody, it's Naomi, welcome back to my channel. So today what we're going to be talking about is the Jaclyn Hill palette. I've played around with this quite a bit, just not on camera, and I know that they're having a restock tomorrow, which is the 22nd, I do believe, of August, around 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you don't know your time zone, you should go look that up if you're interested in buying this baby. By the time this goes up, it'll be Wednesday. You guys can just wait for the next time it comes around because it will be restocked more than once, I am positive. I've played with a lot of these colors on and off camera. I haven't got to film with this yet, but this is what the palette looks like. It is absolutely beautiful. If you are a warm smoky eye lover, then you're gonna really enjoy this palette. Today what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just going to work with the bronzes in the palette. Probably a bronze halo eye is what I'm going for, because I've played with the pinks, I've played with the oranges, I've played with the blues and the greens, and I haven't really touched the golds and the bronzes yet, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes with the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and I'm going to set that down with a eyeshadow that's close to my skin tone, just to keep everything from creasing and to make the other shadows blend smoothly on top of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and jump in with the color Silk Cream in the Jaclyn Hill palette on a fluffy brush and just start blending that lightly in my crease from inner corner to outer corner. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the color Mocha on a dense brush that's still got a little bit of fluff to it. And I'm going to start packing that on the inner and the outer corners of my eyes, keeping the center of the lid bare. And I'm going to kind of connect that in the crease. If you do get some of the shadow on the lid, in the center of the lid, don't worry about it, because we're going to go back and clean that all up later. Just focus on getting that color as dark and pigmented as you want it to be. I do go back in a couple of times on each eye because I started off with a small amount of product on my brush. These shadows are incredibly pigmented and you need only the smallest amount, and it goes the longest way, so you see me constantly flicking and tapping off my brush throughout this tutorial to make sure that I don't get a mess that I can't fix. So just make sure that you go in with a light hand and, you know, build up that color. Now I'm going to pick up that same fluffy brush we used to put Silk Cream in the crease, and with no extra product on it, we're just going to go over those edges that we've created now with the color Mocha, and this is just going to give everything sort of a faded and blown out effect. We will go back in and re-intensify the Mocha shadow as well, but just for now we're focusing on getting those harsh edges off. Now I'm just going back in with Mocha and re-intensifying the pigment where we kind of blended it away. Back into the palette and picking up Buns and Roxanne on a more tapered fluffy brush, and I'm just going to use that to connect in the crease because I felt like it was looking a little bit too light. I wanted a little more warmth and definition than what I had. Now I'm picking up the Kat Von D Lock-It concealer, and I'm going to be using that to carve out the center of our lid. As you can see, we have shadow kind of covering the middle, and what we want is a nice clean canvas to work on. That's where we're going to put our really dramatic bold pigment on and make our halo eye. So I'm just using a small concealer brush to carve out the exact center of my eye. A good guide is to look directly into your mirror, and where your pupil is, that's where you want to start making your halo. Now I'm going to go back into the palette and pick up the color Meeks, which is just this gorgeous, gorgeous bronzy shade, and I'm going to start tapping that all over our concealer that we have just set down on our lid. And as you can see, the pigment is definitely there. It is absolutely stunning, and that light base underneath it really helps the shadow to pop. We're not taking the shadow all over the lid, just directly in the center. You can take it all the way up to the crease if you want. That gives you a more dramatic halo effect. I kind of did that, but I stopped about halfway up the crease. I think it turned out really beautiful. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Queen for an extra like sparkle and Shazam. It's just a pure gold, and as you can see, that really took it up a notch. I love the way that Queen made this look. And of course, we're going to get a little extra in a minute by adding some glitter. Now we're just going to go back in and re-intensify Mocha on the outer edges and kind of blend to make sure that we don't have a harsh line from where we put down those shimmery shades. Then to give the eye an overall warmth, I just went in with a mixture of buns, hunts, and butter just to give a little more warmth and a little more oranginess to the eye. I was just really, I can't stay away from these warm tones, guys. I'm so sorry, but I really love the end result. Now I'm going to be taking the NYX Glitter Glue and my finger and just tapping right over the gold color that we've laid down. It's just a very small amount to hold down the Stila glitter that we're going to be popping on top of it, because these shadows do tend to have a little bit of fallout if you don't use a glitter glue. This color is Smoky Storm, and I'm just patting a little bit over the top to give some extra bling to the overall look. Now here's where the sun decided to show up and start to ruin my lighting, but I'm just using the Maybelline gel liner and making a, well, it was starting off as a thin, small liner, but you know, stuff gets away from you, so it's slightly thicker than what I would have liked, but just doing a line of eyeliner, no wing, just a black line to serve as a base for our falsies that we're going to put on later. Now I'm just picking up a black eyeliner pencil. I do believe this is from Loreal. I tried to show you the name of it, but I failed miserably as a YouTuber, and I'm just going to go ahead and tightline with this. The mascara that I'm going in with is the Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara from Loreal, and I'm going to go ahead and give my lashes a quick coat with that and pop on some falsies. Now I'm going in with the Backlight Priming Filter from Becca Cosmetics and smearing that all over my face. And I'm going to be using the L'Oreal ProGlow foundation today with a little bit of the Urban Decay Naked Skin mixed in for coloring, and I'm going to be blending that all together with my little damp Eco Tool sponge. The L'Oreal ProGlow foundation is one of my all-time favorites, holy grail status drugstore foundations. It is absolutely everything to me, and yet I cannot go spend another $10 to buy the correct shade in this foundation. What are you going to do? For concealer today, I'm mixing together the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer and the Kat Von D Cream Concealer, just because the Urban Decay is a little bit of a darker color and I needed to lighten it up, so the Kat Von D is going to help me do that. I'm going to be using the NYX HD Setting Powder in the shade Banana, and I'm just going to set everywhere that I put concealer, which is under my eyes, on my forehead, my chin, just basically my T-zone. Now I'm going in with my favorite face powder at the moment, which is the MAC Next to Nothing Pressed Powder, and I'm just using that to set the rest of my face and down my neck. Now I'm going to be using one of my favorite bronzers from the drugstore. It's the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm going to be taking that on a little IT Cosmetics stippling brush and not really contouring, just bronzing up the face. It took me a second to figure out which blush I wanted to use, but I ended up going with Rosé Champagne from Wet n Wild, and I'm using an IT Cosmetics blush brush to sweep that from the apples of my cheeks back towards my hairline. And then I'm also going to be using a wonderful highlight from the drugstore. It's the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlight, and I'm just going to be taking that on a little highlighting brush and on the tops of my cheekbones, on the center of my nose, and my Cupid's bow. Now to finish up the eyes, I'm just going to be taking the highlight shade called In Light, and I'm going to be putting that in the inner corners of my eyes and on my brow bone. Then I'm going to pick up a pencil brush in the color Mocha and just start smoothing out my lower lash line and picking up NYX and Queen and a little bit of that Stila glitter eyeshadow and just matching the top of the lid to the bottom lower lash line. I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows with some Anastasia DipBrow pomade, and I did put some Benefit Roller Lash Mascara on my lower lashes. I lined my lips with NYX Peeakaboo Lip Liner, and now I'm using Ofra Cosmetics and Kathleen collaboration in Havana Nights for my lipstick. And then I decided it wasn't dark enough and went over it with Jeffree Star's Liquid Lipstick in Designer Blood. Now I'm setting my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, and that's it, everybody. That's everything. That's the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe and let me know what other kind of content you'd like to see from me. And that's all I have for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one. Bye!